It's been a long time coming, I think a lot of the times we've been waiting to find out when is Gino and Jasmine finally going to call it quits? When is the divorce papers going to be a thing? And most importantly, we've always sat here and said to ourselves, I wonder when Gino is actually going to finally pull the plug. Because really and truly, it was Gino was the one that mentioned divorce. He's the one that mentioned the divorce lawyer. So therefore, really and truly, when it came to the first person serving those papers, Gino was always the target. But has reported to us by TMZ. Ooh-wee, things are looking very, very different. And as you can see here, it says 90 Day Fiance, Jasmine files for divorce from Gino, serves him via newspaper. What? What do you mean served him via a newspaper? Well, that's something that we're about to get into and find out exactly what has been reported here by TMZ. Now, with that being said, it says it's officially happily never after for 90 Day Fiance stars Jasmine and Gino, because Jasmine has filed for divorce. TMZ has learned Jasmine filed to end their marriage to Gino in August. But there's a twist. She hasn't been able to serve him divorce papers, so she published it in the local paper. I gotta say, folks, I really gotta say, imagine that. You want to serve your ex papers because you want to get that divorce, but then you can't find them. They're not answering your phone calls. What do you do? What do you do to get their attention? You then put it in a local paper? That's crazy business. Crazy, crazy business. Now, of course, despite the fact that she has now found a way to serve him with the papers, the only issue is that, well, look at it this way, folks. Gino still needs to sign the papers for the divorce to actually go through. But of course, I can imagine there'll be other ways around that. Maybe, I don't know, never been married, never been divorced. But nonetheless, let me know. If Gino does not sign the papers, is there another way he can get around this? No, is there another way that Jasmine can get around this if he refuses to sign the papers? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Now, it continues here by saying, we've seen the article published in Plymouth County, Florida, okay? But that's crazy though, because Gino isn't in Florida, he's in Michigan. So it being in Florida, does it reach Michigan? Give me your thoughts on that one, please, folks, because obviously I'm in the UK. I don't know if you can, get news that's happening in one state into another state if it's based on a local paper, not a national paper. Because, of course, it did say local paper. And it based on the name of the paper, it does say Florida. So let me know your thoughts. Newspaper informing Gino that Jasmine is donezo. Our sources say Jasmine made the move after she was unable to serve her former lover papers at his home in Michigan, despite multiple attempts. So, given the fact there's been multiple attempts, tells me that Gino obviously was aware that Jasmine was lurking in the shadows with the papers. Gino, where are you? I want to give you your papers. And Gino was like, you can't find me. Let's play hide and seek. Either way, though, I guess she obviously decided to find another way. But also on top of that, is serving someone their papers via a newspaper, is that effective? Does that actually work? Will it matter? Does it still count? That's something that I would like to know. So again, let me know in the comments. Now, with that being said, it says, by the way, we hear she's extra peeled because Gino wants to keep all the money she made from the hit TV series and funds given to him because she does not yet have her work permit. See, that doesn't make sense because Jasmine has been able to make money since being in the States. Not necessarily by having a job in America, but she's been able to do it via her cameos, via her OnlyFans, via any other thing that she uses as well. And also on top of that, I'm pretty sure that now every money that she earns from the current season of Happily Ever After will go into her pocket unless that money is actually going into Matt's pocket and not hers. Because right now in this season, Gino and Jasmine aren't together. In this season, we are witnessing Matt and Jasmine being together and Gino being on his lonesome. So really and truly, when you come to the transaction of getting paid, obviously you have to be an American, I guess. Do you have to have a work permit? I'd assume so. So therefore, Matt does have one of those. So you would assume that the money that she's currently earning would go into Matt's account if it cannot go into her account. But either way, am I surprised that Gino has put himself in this position where he does not want to give Jasmine any money? Absolutely not. Money to this man is everything. Without money, he is nothing in his own eyes. Money is power to Gino. And that's how he continues to get all these women in his life, because he uses the money, the power of the dollar sign, the power of the green, to lure all these low value, low self-esteem women. And I say that because any woman that wants to be around a man like Gino, calamity. With that being said, we continue where it says, we reached out to Gino's lawyer, Thomas, for comment. He says Gino actually filed for divorce first in Michigan. Now, this is where things get spicy. And this is what I was saying before. I expected Gino to file first. So the question is, if Gino's already filed first in Michigan, has he been able to serve Jasmine with those papers? That is where really and truly things get a little bit more sticky. Now, continues here by saying that Thomas claims Jasmine refusing to accept service and trying to get alternate service for her own case. Thomas says he's advised his client that she owes him money and he wants Gino to go for every red cent. Don't know what red cent means, but for every cent. Let me know what red cent means, please, folks. Now, with that being said, by the way, Gino and Jasmine got together during the 5th season of 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. Their journey was full of ups and downs. And during the 9th season of 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After, we see their new separate lives take shape. Which of course, which is obviously then provides a cheeky little preview of obviously what's happened in the current season, something that of course we do cover on this channel. So of course, if you are a new viewer right here and you do like 90 Day Fiance and you want to be up to date with what's happening every single week, each time something happens on the show or happens on social media, this is the place that you want to be. So subscribe, please. Why not? Now, with that being said, it also continues here by saying in September, in a September episode of the show, Jasmine even dropped a bombshell news. She's expecting a baby with her new partner, Matt, and they're relocating to Florida. Clearly, there's a lot going on here, and it seems like Jasmine is ready to simplify things by formalizing her, or should I say, their split. So here's the thing. This is what I'm going to take out of this, because some things don't necessarily make sense to me, because if Gino did originally actually file for divorce in Michigan, I would assume that he would have done it at the time when Jasmine was still living in Michigan. Jasmine filing for divorce in Florida and putting it on the Florida newspaper, I don't know how that is legal. I don't know how that is the same as serving someone papers, because to serve someone papers, you got to give it to their hands. You know what I mean? You got to find someone that says, hey, you've been served. And that's another thing, to be fair. Why is it that she has struggled to, serve him with papers? And I say this because it wouldn't be Jasmine physically doing it. It would be somebody else. And the other thing that I also want to put out there is that Jasmine is very close to who? Who does she consider her American family? Dana and Michelle. And who is Dana and Michelle? Dana and Michelle is Gino's cousin and sister-in-law. That's the one. That's the one. But then again, though, wait. So Dana is Gino's cousin, but Michelle is Dana's wife. So I don't know what makes Dana to Gino. But either way, though, the matter of fact is, though, there are people in his family who are close to him, who have access to him, and have access to other people within the family that can get access to Gino. So the thing that I don't understand is, why would Jasmine not just give the papers to Michelle or Dana for them to go serve them to Gino? And then if they can't serve to Gino, why can't they pass them to another family member to serve them to Gino? So the way I look at it, there are definitely ways to serve it to him. And also on top of that, you can also find someone else random, whether it be your lawyer or somebody else, who can literally just serve it to him. Because to serve someone papers, you don't have to serve it to their house, especially if you can serve it to them via newspaper. So do you see what I'm saying? And people would definitely see this man in crossing. So for me personally, I'm struggling to really understand why she was unable or has struggled to serve him these papers, so much to the point it goes in the newspaper. And then also on top of that, the question does still bring, when Gino served Jasmine, when Gino filed for divorce in Michigan, the question is, was Jasmine ever in a position where she was served with these papers before moving to Florida? That is also something else that is a very, very key question. There's so many questions, and that's the problem. The problem is that there are too many questions, and what the hell are we doing here, folks? Do you see what I'm saying? But nonetheless, though, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinion on this situation, because as far as I'm concerned, despite the fact that Jasmine has filed for divorce papers, nothing here really proves that she has served them to him, nor does anything prove that he has served anything to her. And this is where things take an even more rocky turn. Well, I'm just glad that both of them are in the position where they're ready to go through the divorce process. It's just a matter of who's going to get served first, and then also on top of that, who's going to sign. Are they both going to sign the papers? And then also on top of that, are they then going to be granted the divorce, which should happen. But as far as I'm concerned, right now, obviously these two are still pretty much in a very sticky situation. So it is what it is. With that being said, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, and we can most certainly talk about it. Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.